Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today is Warcraft Monday and I'm going to be reacting to a video requested by James Anderson. It's called Exploring Warcraft's Most Beloved Zone Lore Safari by Platinum WoW. If you want to check out my previous reactions to other World of Warcraft content, remember my Warcraft Monday playlist will be at the top. Just click on it and be able to access them. If you want to check out Exploring Warcraft's Most Beloved Zone Lore Safari video, as well as Platinum WoW's YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. And yeah, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
In the long span of WoW's history, there are dozens and dozens of zones players have explored, from volcanic mountains to otherworldly swamps and fiery hellscapes. But there's one particular zone that is brought up time and time again for being one of the best zones in all of WoW because of just how cozy, relaxing, and beautiful it really is.
Yeah, I've been told by many people who comment on some of my World of Warcraft videos, especially during the World of Warcraft soundtracks and music playlist done by Soul Reaver. Yeah, there were some soundtracks that came from the Grizzly Hills area in Northrend, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, there were some soundtracks that I did like from that place in particular. And I've been told by people in my comment section that, you know, it's always fun going there. It's a beautiful place. It's an amazing place. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear more about Grizzly Hills.
Today, we are going to be covering that zone and talk about all the interesting lore and tidbits you may have missed. But first, traveling all the way over to the Grizzly Hills is expensive. So here's a quick word from today's sponsor. Battlegrounds, pet battles, dungeons, raids, Shadow Legends! Look, I know you guys love fantasy games, and Raid Shadow Legends is the most epic game of all time you can play straight from your phone. The new thing being added to Raid is my new favorite faction, the High Elves. They've been around for thousands of years and survived attacks from orcs and lizardmen. They helped the humans form into civilizations and defeat the orcs when they invaded. But then elven history turned for the worst when Cyrath, the Lord of Darkness, corrupt the elves to attack their own kingdom. This nearly wiped them all out, but Arvia survived and is now stronger than ever. This month, Raid is having a bunch of events with Forge Pass Season 3, which includes rewards like the limited edition artifact set. There's also new champions, along with some awesome looking champion skins for the incredible Madame Ceres. Ooh. But wait, there's some huge news you've all been waiting for, right? Later this month, the Death Knight is also going to become a legendary champion. Cool! There's never been a better time to get started, okay? New players, you can use my link or scan the QR code right here and get a free starter pack worth almost $30 and a free champion Aina, and also this cool in-game loot. You'll find your rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Thank you, Raid, for sponsoring this video. On with your regularly scheduled content.
This place looks like Ferelden. Yes, Ferelden from Dragon Age. It's got a lot of green and a lot of brown. And a lot of green and a lot of brown. Yeah, brown color.
Welcome to Grizzly Hills. If you ask any WoW player what their favorite zone in WoW is, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say this zone, because Grizzly Hills is the coziest zone in all of Azeroth.
Excellent!
One of the factions you'll find within the trees are called the Trappers. These hunting humans have lived in Grizzly Hills long before the Horde and the Alliance ever arrived to fight in the war against the Lich King. When they exactly arrived here is unknown.
Wait, then how are they surviving during the takeover by the Lich King? Because the Lich King would have killed them all and added them to his collection of undead people. How did they survive all this time? Okay. Alright.
And they're huge, like 7 to 8 feet tall. And yes, I know Blizzard likes to increase the size of NPCs, but like all of these humans are super, super tall. Anyways.
Maybe they're like Nords from Skyrim. I mean, like it's Northrend, so you know it's icy, it's cold, it's got these amazing forests and mountains and stuff like that, and it kind of reminds me of Skyrim in a way. So yeah, you know, maybe they're like the Nords of World of Warcraft.
Recently, the trappers have been dealing with a new, dangerous threat that has infiltrated their villages. A cabal has been spreading across the forest of Grizzly Hills called the Wolf Cult.
Worgen? And they're calling themselves the Wolf Cult? Okay. Alright. They're not part of Greymane's people, right? I don't think so.
In fact, there are rumors of people willingly accepting the Worgen curse because it would be a better fate than becoming a mindless zombie of the Scourge. Through a series of quests, players later find out that this leader of the cult is none other than Archmage Arugal.
That's the guy who started all of this. I remember. Yes, I remember when Platinum WoW was discussing about this guy. When we were dealing with the worst, I think the worst king in World of Warcraft, and that was that was Greymane. Oh gosh, yeah.
Same mage that spread the Worgen curse at Shadowfang Keep. He was killed back then, but was later resurrected by the Lich King's Council of Sandlane to fight once again. But we kill him again on the Blood Moon Isle, where he is residing atop of a stone tower that has the exact same architecture as his fortress back in Silverpine Forest.
Guys, what's that? You see the moon, right? But then under the moon there's like a red star. What is that exactly? Yeah, this is like the second time I see it now, in fact.
The centerpiece for the Grizzly Hills is a humongous, hollowed-out stump named Vordrassil, which has an extensive history. Long ago, the druid Fandral Staghelm took a bunch of branches from the World Tree of Nordrassil and planted them all over the world.
This is the tree, the one in Northrend. It's the tree that was not blessed by the dragon aspects, and thus, I can't remember the name of the old god, but it corrupted the tree, and they had to take it down because it became corrupted, if I'm not mistaken. But that old god still had access to the Emerald Dream, you know, through that, through the tree, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I remember this guy.
He went to Ashenvale, Feralus, Hinterlands, Duskwood, and Crystal Song Forest, and all of these were considered great trees. And the one in Grizzly Hills was so big, it was considered a world tree. And
there it is again, that red star. What is that?
It was named Andrasil, meaning crown of snow. The goal of this tree was to help stop the spread of Serenite within the area, a powerful ore that was literally the blood of the old god Yogg-Saron. But since Andrasil was not blessed by the aspects like Nordrassil was, it was susceptible to old god corruption. Oops. Maybe you should have thought about that before you planted it, huh? So the Cenarian Druids, they chopped it down to stop the spread of corruption, but the damage was already done. Yogg-Saron had already used the tree to breach into the Emerald Dream, and would eventually manifest the Emerald Nightmare within this new realm. The stump of the tree was renamed to Vordrassil, meaning broken crown, and when we find it in Wrath of the Lich King, these dumbass furbolgs thought it was a good idea to make an entire village within a dangerously corrupted dead tree.
They are recycling, come on, they're not dumbasses. Okay, maybe they are because it's still corrupted, but they're trying their best.
And now they all went insane and they're trying to kill each other. Even worse, they managed to resurrect the wild god Ursoc using the powers of Vordrassil, and corrupted him in the process. And oh boy, you know what? Let's just go over Ursoc's lore real quick because it is hilariously tragic.
Wait, is Ursoc a Loa? You know, like a troll deity? A Loa? Is he a Loa, maybe?
Okay, so Ursoc fights in the War of the Ancients and is killed by demons. Now, there are 3 realms a wild god like Ursoc can go to. Our normal reality, Ardenweald, which is the place where all nature spirits go when they die, and the Emerald Dream, which is the life realm where they do life stuff. I don't know, it's very vague.
Isn't it the Dream Realm? You know, Emerald Dream?
Point is, you think Ursoc would go to the Nature Death Realm when he died. But that hadn't been written yet, so he goes to the Emerald Dream. Then he gets pulled out of the dream and resurrected by furbolgs, and then he dies again. He still does not go to Ardenweald because it hasn't been written yet, and he goes to the Emerald Dream again, where he gets corrupted again in the Emerald Nightmare raid, and we kill him again. Now Ardenweald has
The poor guy. Whoa.
been written into the lore, and his spirit goes there, but they're going through a drought, and the Winter Queen goes, "Wow, this bear fucking sucks," and has his essence used to restore all of the other seeds, meaning Ursoc dies again.
I think this time it's permanently, you know. I don't think he'll come back after this. Maybe. I don't know.
In the Death Realm, meaning that he is now super, super dead. And I just want to know who at Blizzard hates Ursoc so much, because he is the most punished character in all of the Warcraft universe for literally no reason whatsoever. And you know what? I think we need a palate cleanser after that depressing story. So, look over here at the Westfall Brigade. This is a platoon of soldiers from the People's Militia in Westfall. It's even led by Grain Stoutmantle, that guy that stands in front of the tower in Sentinel Hill. And there's also these freakishly large children.
Well, I think that child comes from the... What do they call the community? The Huntsman community? Yeah, it probably comes from there. So, if the parents are giants, then probably the children are giants too.
Okay, maybe we need to go somewhere else. Look over here at the Amberpine Lodge. This is one of the coziest locations in the zone, where you can relax at, and there's even a quest over here where you get to enjoy some delicious amber seeds, and after you eat them, you go over here and...
It sounds like there's more than one person in there, and no.
Okay, well, maybe we can just move on real quick to, okay, here we go. Nothing is more cozy than deforestation. Here at Blue Sky Logging Camp. Here we can listen to the relaxing ambient sounds of trees being cut down. And this area is a big PvP zone where you'll never actually find anyone because nobody actually does world PvP in 2022. But the real reason why we're here is because of the best feature in all of Grizzly Hills. No, the best feature in all of World of Warcraft. Travel up these stairs, talk to this dwarf, and you can take an exhilarating log ride all the way down the Grizzly Hills Rapids. Watch as you gracefully move through these rapids at an exhilarating speed. The log ride of your life will end in Venture Bay, another PvP area that will 99% of the time be incredibly empty. Here in Conquest Hold, the Horde are establishing a foothold.
Oh, that is a cool name, Conquest Hold. Man, the Horde are so cool. They're so cool.
In the Grizzly Hills. The commander of this platoon is named Conqueror Krenna, who is always flanked on either side by her pretty boy Blood Elf bodyguards. But many don't know that Conqueror Krenna has an extensive history. In the short story Heart of War, it follows Garrosh Hellscream when he first arrives in Orgrimmar. In one of the sections of the story, Garrosh runs into Krenna and her sister Gorgona. Krenna talks about how she isn't impressed by Garrosh's lineage since his father, Grom Hellscream, was the first one to drink demon blood and doom the Orcish race. And now look at them. They're in a crappy desert with no resources, they have to constantly import supplies, and they're surrounded on all sides by enemies. Quite frankly, the Horde sucks, Grom sucked, and Thrall sucks. Garrosh responds by saying,
"I'm gonna beat your traitorous ass!"
But Gorgona intervened, explaining the reasoning for the orcs living in the desert to atone for their sins, since they killed a bunch of innocents in their demon blood-fueled rage and blah 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 blah, who cares? After mulling over the interaction, Garrosh would later come to the conclusion that perhaps Krenna was right. The Horde may in fact be led by an idiot who doesn't care for the well-being of his people. Garrosh would later—
Why is his head bobbing like that? Like, oh man.
1v1 Thrall, but that is a story for another time. Back to Krenna. In the Conquest Hold, there is a long quest chain where you help her and the other soldiers in the barracks. Throughout this quest chain, Krenna is a cold, brutal leader who deals out extreme punishments to those that don't follow her direct orders.
Wasn't Krenna in a cinematic? I just can't remember what was the name of the cinematic. When Vordrassil was burned down, and Tyrande and her husband, or should I say fiance or boyfriend, I can't remember if they were married yet, but you know, Storm Rage, you know, they were fighting against the Horde remnants who were around Vordrassil, and you know, they were getting revenge for what happened. Wasn't she there? Because I remember there was an orc with an eye patch, and it was a female as well. So I'm just wondering whether it's the same orc in that cinematic.
For example, she wanted to break the leg of a hide trader for not having enough hide. She orders her sister, Gorgona, to do it, but she just lightly kicks his leg instead. Krenna later catches on that her sister is not following her exact orders, and they have a duel to the death in the arena of the Hold.
With your sister? Wow.
And I'd just like to add that I find it hilarious that the Horde felt like they absolutely needed an arena when establishing a base for absolutely no reason. The duel ends with Gorgonzola winning, and she becomes the new commander of the fortress, but she killed the pretty boy Blood Elves in the duel. In the northern reaches of the hills, Drakari trolls from Zuldrak are fleeing from their homelands and spreading across the zone. The hunting party located in Granite Springs is wanting to put a stop to it because they hate trolls. You may remember this group from TBC where they hang out in front of Zul'Aman. The leader of this band of misfits is named Bud Neckred. The final question
Neckred? Okay.
he gives you in Zul'Aman is to obtain the blood of Zul'Jin after his defeat. When handed the blood, Bud will toss it into the fire, which enrages the troll spirits, and they sweep him up and throw him into the fire as well. When we find him again in Wrath, he has gone utterly insane and is convinced that he is now a troll. You go on a quest with him where he thinks he's playing tag with his fellow trolls.
Wait, is that a pan? Is he fighting them with a pan? A frying pan? Okay. Man, this guy needs help. He needs psychiatric help as soon as possible.
But in reality, he's just sneaking up on them and whacking them over the head with a frying pan. Bud and his band of adventurers would later come back in the Cataclysm expansion, but Bud's troll delusion seemed to be a phase, but his insanity wasn't.
Ooh, shiny!
Hey! Another interesting character in the Granite Springs camp is the imprisoned Drakari troll named Drakuru. He takes you on a long quest chain that starts with him proposing a truce to the player, and he will offer them knowledge about the Drakari trolls. Both Drakuru and the player character cut their hands with a knife and give each other a firm handshake. Then you go and do some quests, and then you go to the Draktheron Keep dungeon, where at the end of the dungeon, Drakuru betrays you and teams up with the Lich King. Oh my god, and then you do nothing about it. And then you leave the dungeon.
Wow, so you can have personal contact with the Lich King before the Alliance and the Horde unite as one to fight against the Lich King at Wrath's Gate. Wow, okay.
And the later part of this story is in Zuldrak, so we won't be covering that in this video. Just kidding, we are! The player character then disguises themselves as a member of the Scourge and betrays the betrayer. And in the Troll's final moments, he summons the Lich King to defeat the player character, but instead, he just cuts Drakuru's head clean off.
I spare your insignificant life as a reward for this amusing betrayal.
Guys, how big is the Lich King? I mean, is he like a huge person, or is he just the same height and size that Arthas was? Because it seems to me that that guy was extremely huge. You know, he looked like a giant, kind of. Yeah.
There may yet be a shred of potential in you. Be warned. When next we meet, I shall require much more to justify your life.
And that is all there really is to talk about relating to the zone of Grizzly Hills. Yes, there are other parts of the zone I didn't talk about, but that's for a very important reason. They're boring.
I cannot dance when they're busy making that noise. Come on, Platinum WoW. Ugh. Okay guys, that's it with exploring Warcraft's most beloved zone lore, Safari. And yeah, that was made by Platinum WoW. Grizzly Hills. Grizzly Hills is a scenic, you know, beautiful natural area. Like I said before, it kind of reminds me of Haraldon from Dragon Age, with the trees and, you know, just the surface, the ground, just brown in color, kind of like muddy and sandy, you know. And yeah, it's a nice place. Really, it's like a nice place where you'd want to just relax, enjoy your time there. And then of course there's also missions that you have to complete, very interesting missions connected to very important events. And there was a star, a reddish kind of star right under the moon. If you guys know what I'm talking about and you know what it is, please in the comment section, can you just tell me what that is exactly? Because it is really bright. Like, is it like the closest planet to Azeroth, or is it something else, or is it I don't know, like the realm of the Titans, you know, busy shining like a beacon in space or something? I'm just wondering what that is. But yeah, the map itself, like I said before, looks very nice, very enjoyable. The soundtracks are good actually, and yeah, I still don't understand about the huntsmen. You know, those people who hunt in the woods. How is it possible that they've survived this long? You know, with the Lich King, you know, taking residence on Northrend and, you know, making it his base of operations. How is it possible that these guys are still alive and still walking around on the continent? Or is it an island? I think it's an island, yes. You know, and because I would have assumed that the Lich King collected all living beings on the island and added them to his collection of undead soldiers. So yeah, that was quite interesting. And the fact that they're huge people, yeah, that's also quite interesting. That's why I was even saying that I'm comparing them to like the Nords of Skyrim in the Elder Scrolls. You know, they're also huge. They also come from a very cold and, you know, a continent or a part of the continent that's up in the north, you know. So yeah, they kind of remind me of the Nords. And yeah guys, I guess that's it for today. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as Platinum WoW's YouTube channel, the links are in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I will see you guys next week Monday. Okay, bye bye.